What up, YouTube? It's your boy Marv Over Matter back with yet another video. And today I'm gonna switch it up a little bit, man. So normally I come up with these topics because they're just things that I know that need to be explained. But today I'm gonna talk about something that a subscriber left in the comments. He was basically saying, he was asking me, okay, so there's this girl in my class and she's feeling me, whatever. I've heard that she's feeling me. She stares at me in class, but when she goes home, when we go home and we text, like, it's so dry. The texting is so dry. He says he texts her about, he doesn't validate her or anything like that. He just kind of texts like what happens in class. He texts her about what happened in class, and she takes like really long to respond, hours to respond. And it just doesn't really ever go anywhere. But then the next day she'll see him in class, like she'll be in class and she'll be like turning around staring at him, right? So, and he says this happens with like lots of different girls, right? This happens to him with a lot of different girls. And so I'm gonna break down basically how he should handle the situation in order to get the best results. So the first things first, because he goes to school with these girls, because I'm gonna talk to you directly, because you go to school with these girls, you don't have to rush it. You have the luxury of time. You know you're gonna see them again. They don't have a choice, you don't have a choice, right? So you're gonna see them again. You have the time to let things happen naturally. Now, what that allows you to do is it allows you to engage in a way that's very passive, right? So you can go up to them, you can just have a small conversation with them in person, and then let it go. And then 2 days later, not even the next day, 2 days later, you have another interaction, and then another interaction. And it's like, you don't have to force it. It doesn't have to be right now, right? It can be way more passive. And what's gonna happen with that is, over time, they're just gonna get more comfortable with you, because 9 times out of 10, if they think you're handsome the way you're hearing that they think you're handsome, then they're probably nervous. They're probably more reserved with you. They're probably trying to play games. They don't want to come off as like, desperate. All these different things that people do in dating. That's what they're doing with you. And you don't have to force it and try to get by that. You can just like let them get comfortable with you and realize, oh, he's attractive, but he's a normal person. You know what I'm saying? So then they'll get used to you, and then they'll open up to you, and it won't be you trying to like pull something out of them, right? So that's the first overall arching thing. Now, when it comes to the texting aspect of it, I would stay away from texting, especially if you haven't had that, had them build that comfort with you. If they haven't had any comfort with you, if it's just like, oh, I think he's really hot, and then you're just texting them, like, you would think that they'd be happy in texting you, but this dating is very counterintuitive, right? So what they're gonna do is like play games. They're gonna be trying to wait an hour or wait 2 hours to text you, just to make it seem like they're interesting or like they've got other things. That could be the case. Or another aspect of texting and why it's bad is because it's just a passive thing. So if they are actually doing anything, they don't really need to be engaged with you. So it's like it's like this: they're out at a mall shopping with their friends. They're laughing, joking, having so much fun with their friends, and then they're texting you, and you're texting them about what happened in class, right? So it's like, what are they gonna pay attention to? Their friends and their shopping and all the stuff that they're doing, or you talking about, that math problem in class? They're not gonna, like, even if they like you, they're not gonna, it's not possible. Like, they don't even have anything to really like bring to their friends. You know what I'm saying? It's not even like juicy conversation for them to talk about with their friends, and then it's more engaging. And even if that was the case, they might still play the games with you, so that's not necessarily good. But just to lay it out like that, like, they're not gonna give you more attention than they're gonna give like real life, especially if they're doing anything engaging. So I would recommend you just talk to them in person, right? Talk to them in person. How I would do it, like I said, you don't have to rush because you're gonna see them again. So you just go up to them, the same conversation you were gonna have over text, and ask them about that math problem, because you don't want to validate, you don't want to give them too much of you. You know what I'm saying? So you just do that in person after class, right after class, when you see them. Just be like, oh, hey, did you get what he was talking about? I was kind of crazy, like, whatever thing you would say during text, say that to them in person. what it's gonna do is force her to be engaged because you're right there. There's nothing else that she can run to, turn to. There's nothing that you're competing with because it's you and her right there. So that's how I would deal with that. And then over time, you do, like I said, you do that. She's gonna get comfortable with you. The conversations will get longer. She'll be more engaged. She'll be keeping the conversations going, and you guys would just be able. And then that's when you'll be able to be like, oh, you're like, you wanna work on this problem after school. Now you're together, and boom, you just let it happen naturally. Another thing I would do, man, if you know, other than just walk up to her and have those little conversations, because sometimes a girl will find you so attractive in person that it's just like awkward, and you can't really like get her to open up, even over like a course of time. Like, let's say you don't want to take that much time to let her open up, right? Instead of texting her, I would call her on the phone or FaceTime her. FaceTiming I used to hate, but then I realized what a powerful tool it is. It's very powerful because they still get to see you. You still get to engage like almost you're in person, but being so far away, they have the ability to like turn away from you, whatever, that makes them a little bit more comfortable. So she'll be more open with you. So I would do that, and that requires her to be engaged, you know what I'm saying? Especially FaceTime. Like, you can see that she's not engaged. So if she's not looking, you're like, oh, what's going on? Like, what's up? You know what I'm saying? You can kind of make it so that it's almost as engaging as it is in person. And that's gonna allow her to be comfortable with you. Like, if the in-person doesn't work because she's so uncomfortable with you, then you can do that. You can FaceTime, and then you'll be able to, you know, have a deeper conversation. Like, it can start off with the school thing, and then you kind of bring it into something else, but it's like it's happening in real time. Like if you text her about school, it's gonna take hours just to finish talking about school. Whereas on FaceTime, if you're talking about school, boom, okay, that's maybe 5-10 minutes. Then you can, you know what I'm saying, transition into something else. So if you guys have that type of relationship where, you know what I'm saying, you can FaceTime her, and maybe you don't right now, but if you start talking to her in person a couple times, you can do the FaceTime thing, or you can just try to go right for the FaceTime thing. Just be like, hey, look, I'm gonna FaceTime you later. Boom, y'all set up a time to FaceTime. Okay, there you go, right? So I think FaceTime it's the perfect tool for the handsome man, because over text, you don't wanna be too like entertaining, you know what I'm saying? So that's gonna bring down your stock. In person, she could be too nervous to really engage with you fully. So a phone call or FaceTime is going to be your best tool. All right, so definitely do that. But yeah, that's how I would handle the situation overall. I would just try to like get away from the texting, do the in-person or do the FaceTime phone call type of thing. As far as the conversation topic, school is fine, you know, in the beginning, but I would try to transition it. Even if you can transition it, if you can talk about something more engaging, because it'll be more engaging, you know what I'm saying? She'll be more engaged in that conversation, but you don't need to overdo it, you know what I'm saying? All right, so like, comment, subscribe, let me know what y'all think, man. If y'all have any questions, drop them in the comments, let me know. I'll do a video reply on it. All right, it's mind over matter, Marv over matter. Let's get it.